VG just playing it careful, all grouped around towards the bottom actually, as a 4-man. Making it very hard for eHome to get a jump on them. It looks like VG will be able to avoid that rotation for the time being. How's Roshan looking? Roshan, still about a minute or so before we'll see when Roche is back up. But we may at this point see both teams kind of just hang off until one of them is able to get the Aegis here. eHome just trying to take away a bit of the jungle here from VG.
This is why it's so good for VG Gaming to have taken the Rax top early, because it gives them a lot of information. When no one is pushing out this top lane, if they wait like one creep wave and no one is showing still, they know eHome are up to snuff. Like, there's no way they're just going to let this push into their base and start taking tier 4 towers, so they're definitely going for a smoke play. And for eHome to be able to pull these smoke ganks off, they need to push this top lane out very far, and I think they have to get Boots of Travel maybe on their Luna so she can push it out and join the fight afterwards. But if you're YJ right now, I don't think you want to go for them. I think you want to get another fighting item first, maybe a Satanic for him as well. Looks like that is the build. He has it now if he wants to buy it, or what's he?
Yeah,
he's 20 short. He's going to get it in a sec.
So I mean, with the Satanic Butterfly on the Luna, I mean, it's the fact that the Jara has got that MKB with the Satanic. It's going to be quite a close fight, I feel, between these two. They're pretty similar power levels. We'll see who's able to get the jump. And hanging around Roche here. It looks like it's going to be a longer respawn here, so both teams got about 3 minutes or so until Roche is available again.
There it is. Satanic and the Axe.
The Axe for F1. Okay.
And there's a couple of items to keep in mind here. Of course, the #1 item we always talk about when we have Aghanim Scepter Disruptor in play is the BKB. But there are a lot of other items that are very valuable for eHome. They can't use the Yules of Lina or the Shiva's Guard. The Luna cannot use her Satanic, which could prove to be absolutely huge. And should they manage to catch out Lanham, there's no Pipe, there's no Crest, there's no Glimmer Cape. It's a really big item right now, but the difficult thing for FY is going to be to find the right position. Of course, he does have Blink Dagger, but well, maybe it's not so hard after all. They can Zeus ult, and he can blink and find his target of choice and basically almost force a 1-for-1 trade.
Oh, they're going to jump in and straight onto YJ, but they don't catch him in the kinetic. They've got the glimpse though, but no, the BKB's there. He's going to be fine, and now the side of eHome trying to reinitiate, moving in. They take away the Nether Ward. Now YJ with the ultimate trying to find How, and he'll cancel the TP. How's taking the high ground. We'll put the BKB, but the Laguna Blade going for it. How getting low. He's trying to fight for this, but he goes down here. Nice echo snap from Fenrir, though. He catches two. They'll find both of those kills, but Fenrir loses his life. Super trying to look for the life train here onto CTY, and it is a 2-for-2 at the moment here. Is anything more going to kick off? Oh, TPs and then cancels it straight away. Gets himself glimpsed actually away. Won't get trapped up by the kinetic field as well. ROTK is going to be alright. Super Ice, and FY the only ones to remain alive here for Vici. Let's see if they can find anything more. Actually, going into the wall here, and ROTK is going to chase it down here with a vacuum. But now the life train, she's going to be careful. Oh! Only just able to get himself away. Ice just straight up kills himself. Realizes that he hasn't got a chance in hell against CTY.
Wait, so how did Gyro get up there?
Did he not get vacuumed up?
No, because the vacuum was somewhere else, I think. I feel like he used the vacuum further down.
He might have got force staff. Did
he get force staffed by his own teammate? Because there's no aggressive force staff, right?
Well, it did not go down well for How that one.
How did that happen?
How?
Did they force staff him with their own Pugna? Like, I'm sure I saw another vacuum than that one. And he can't have been up there for like 30 seconds straight.
Well, nonetheless, 21-18 again. eHome finding some very good fights.
Oh, he got lifted by Rubik.
I know, there's a reason why we have you here on the casting desk.
Yeah, so that I can get answers from Twitch chat.
Thanks, Twitch chat.
You know,
yeah. 49 minutes in coming in now.
I'm actually drawing all my knowledge from
Let's have a look at the graphs and how are we doing?
Just telegraphing their comments to you.
6,000 still for VG. So they're kind of holding on here, VG. Experience difference still slap bang around 0. But you've got to be honest, the fact that eHome are holding on as well as they are, with the fact that they are down a set of racks, is looking up for the side of the Dire. Lina now with 3.5k gold on top of the Aghanims, and YJ continuing to just look very, very scary. Yeah, I've got the Gyrocopter now, 2,000 ahead, coming up to 3k gold. We'll see what he goes for as his next item. They're just playing it safe here, VG, farming up. Roshan is going to spawn now. So we'll see which team's able to take that. It looks like both are a little bit interested. Moving in towards the nearby. And here we go. Okay. Now, is he going to head in for this one? He's ready to fight around it. eHome there on the high ground. They're ready to return engagement if anything kicks off. Rubik trying to build towards his Aghanims. Top lane as well. YJ just pushing it in. Feeling very confident. He knows that they're all around the Roche pit. He's got this space to go for it.
This is the kind of situation eHome want to end up in, where this top lane has so much momentum that YJ could be anywhere right now. If he... Once again, we might consider Boots of Travel as the next item for the Luna here. That is going to be the choice if he wants to. Because if he completes his inventory first, these split push plays are not an option anymore, and that's a really big problem. So I think he kind of has to go for Boots of Travel before he gets his 6th item. Let's see what the choice is, though.
Okay. Moving in ahead, just put the limits down on Zara TK.
Trying to... I don't know. That can't really have baited out of EKB. There's no way he's going to fall for that one.
Lamb's there as well. Lamb, of course, with the song available, but Vici still not quite ready to move in. Now they're going to head down towards the river, but they just, both teams being very, very scared of each other here. No one really wanting to make the first jump, no one wanting to commit. They're waiting for each other to go.
This is a big item, and it's the best item CTY could get right now, I think.
I mean, he can burst down pretty much any hero on the side of VG now, can't he?
So Gyro has 2,500 health, and Lina can, with 2 Laguna Blades, deal 1,900. So if they just tickle him a little bit first, CTY can blow him up in one go.
And they want to do something big here with the pressure reveal.
Satanic can easily turn it around if Hao gets the first Laguna Blade in his face. He gets to Satanic and just hit 2 or 3 times.
Well, this could be big for Eho.
Yeah, here we go.
They can find a jump here. They do have the Thunder Gods for FPG. If they pop it, this would be a great time to do so, but they're not going to go so. And here we go. Again, pop it now. No, they actually get down the Static Storm here. This might disrupt the Eho's fight. But YJ gets on the BKB looking for Hao. Trying to chase down Hao. Hao gets kept up. He's going to be okay for the time being. They've already lost the Rubik here on the side of Eho. Now Lanham comes out with the song, trying to set something up. They want to get rid of this Nether Ward. RTK moving him with the punches. YJ's going to help him out as well. They'll get rid of the Nether Ward. The wall's being dropped. But Fenrir now with the Echo Stab onto YJ. And now the refresh from Ice Ice. The second ult comes out. 2 of them dead. Lanham's trying to TP himself out, but he's going to get glimpsed. Hao's moving in onto RTK and find the Darks in. They'll also get the Naga Siren. Triple kill for Ice Ice. That refresher ult setting him up perfectly. And Eho forced back to their base. Very nicely done there by VG. And they'll probably get the Roshan off the back of this as well. And I mean, no buybacks available at all on Eho.
The only piece of good news for Ehome there is that CTY manages to kill off the Disruptor in the end with a second Laguna Blade, but he didn't get both of them off. I think it was a Glimmer Cape play onto the Gyro that saved Hao there. It looked like CTY could be able to blow him up, but don't manage to execute it well enough, and this is going to be a Roshan. It's going to be most likely some aggressive warding if they have any on any of their heroes, which actually looks like they don't. Nobody has any wards on the Radiant right now.
It's going to be the cheese here as well for the side of VG. There's a Hex now onto your Pugna.
Yeah. Good item pickup, of course. Especially now that BKBs run low on duration. It's a lot easier to get a Hex off that is high impact.
VG, let's see if they're ready to try and go for the base push again. We saw them do about 20 minutes ago, and after that ended badly. They haven't really been back here, but now with the Aegis of Cheese, maybe VG, Hao and the gang are ready to go for it. And here we go. DDC though again with the initiation. Can they change stun it? No, Hao's going to be okay here for the time being. Glimmer Cape's up. Now with the net thrown down, can they change stun up? Hao bringing him low here. Fortification will come out for the side of Ehome. Ice blinking forward though. Spamming out the Arc Lightning and the Lightning Bolt, just keeping Ehome back, and they'll find the tier 3 now. So there's no tier 3s remaining for the side of Ehome. Just their last 2 sets of exposed racks. And VG maybe ready to move in for more. Fenrir, the one holding the cheese here, has got the Echo Stab. Oh, hasn't got the Echo Stab, but it doesn't matter. F5 setting this up onto YJ. It's been hexed up as well, but Lanham with the song is trying to stop this and may even want to turn this one around, but the Thunder God's Wrath coming out. Ehome on the retreat. They just can't fire into this one. They'll get rid of the missile, but the VG will just move in, start to hit away at the racks. DDC again with the telekinesis, but the vacuum wall! Catching 3 BKBs being popped by Howard. Super life draining the Darks here. RTK won't go down, will be able to get himself out. Pipes being popped by Ehome. They just can't really dent the armor of VG Gaming, even with a lovely vacuum wall. Now look at the stun onto Hao. Or will he be able to steal their DJ? Okay, he's got the homing missile. Ice moving forward. YJ quickly low, but it pops the BKB now at the same time, trying to fight on Ice. Turn towards Hao, and the stolen missile actually holding Hao down there. Super with the life drain from the low ground. Can they kill him for the second time? This somewhat missed, but there's the first Laguna Blade. Hao, he's going to be bombed. Oh, Fenrir with the Echo Stab. Oh, he has the Vigil onto 2. CTY is getting low calibrated now. He has to find the leader. They might just lose F5. No, the Glimmer Cape. He's going to be alright here. Hao gets himself a double kill. Fenrir moving it onto YJ. They get it with the life drain. GG. Finally, VG break the gates and they break down Ehome. They win game 1.
That was so extremely close to being another hold from Ehome.
What a game of just calculations, just both teams playing it careful. We saw VG go for the base push 2 times. It was unsuccessful. They held themselves back. Ehome came out. They looked for an engagement. It wasn't a good one. And then Vici, after the roast, they felt that they could go for another try at the base, and this time it was successful.
This is very, very high quality play. Like, everyone in this game really did their job. So many, like, very small details that add up during these fights and make a really big difference. I think especially the support play from both teams was absolutely top tier. And Vici Gaming, good for them. They got an advantage early, because judging from how close those fights were later on into the game, they might not have been able to do this if they didn't get the early racks, but they do get game 1.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to see what comes out game 2. I'm sure we'll see some different play styles coming out. But for now, over to the analysts to hear what they've got to say about game 1 between Vici and eHome.
Very much, ODPixel there down on the arena floor, and welcome back to the analyst desk. We have it's a fairly regular desk right now. Actually, we're back with the Malinis, and I don't quite know what we're going to call you guys yet, because it's kind of weird. We've got an S and a W, and Sweden and Seb. It's Team S still.
The better players.
Oh, shots fired over there. Shots fired over there. What do we make of this? What do we make of this opening game, Malini?
It's kind of interesting that we actually see someone try and draft against the Darkseer and the Lina. That mostly teams have just been trying to take one and giving away the other. But in this game, we see the Disruptor to try and mess with him in the lane and make sure that he doesn't have a good start at all, and then the Pugna to just destroy them when they try and combo. So I thought it was pretty cool, but eHome actually seemed pretty prepared for it and itemized against it with the BKBs.
Yeah, Pugna was I think it was the last pick, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was also working really well for them. It did so much in that game, but another hero that did a lot for them was Ice on the Zeus. He got the first blood, and in general, he was just doing wonders. I talked to Matt, and it was like, how is he so farmed? It's really rare to see someone that fat on Zeus.
Yeah, what do you make of it, Winter?
I think the story of this game is quite interesting. If you look at both of their lineups during the early phases, I think eHome's lineup is a little weaker during the early phases against what the Radiant have, because they have more burst damage, they have more with the Zeus and the Pugna. But there are certain situations that they were forced to take a fight without BKB. They were forcing a fight, so they were losing at the start. And then it came to a midpoint of the game where eHome had their BKBs. So that's the point of when they are stronger. And they started to win back some team fights. They got Roshan. And then it went towards the late game where the window went back towards the spellcasting team, because the BKBs are going down to 5 seconds. So it's a very interesting shift in the momentum during the game because of the BKBs.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed relatively even up to about 25, 26 minutes, which is about when you said, it started to change for eHome. And then they kind of lost their way a little bit, and VG sort of showed a bit of class, came back into it again. Why do you think it went away from eHome that way from the mid-game?
I think it's just like what I mentioned, the power spike of when your BKB goes down to 5 seconds, and you kind of want to get a refresher, but you don't have time for that, and you get forced to defend your base, and you just have to take the fight without having enough items, and you have only 5 second BKB. And you get kited around, and the spell is going to kill you after your BKB runs out.
Except they were sort of feeling each other out a lot, even though they know each other well and they've played a lot together and against each other in the past. But they seem to be sort of standoffish a little bit, almost classic old-school Chinese farming and, just waiting for the right moment. I mean, I think we waited something like 20 minutes towards the end before they actually decided they were going to fight.
I felt like the fact that ROTK had such a bad game on Darkseer, not like his performance, just the fact that he got a tough laning phase and he was really poor in that game, it was a big problem for eHome. They just couldn't get the fights they wanted to get. Darkseer is the biggest factor. We've been saying eHome, they always have team fight, but they always have Darkseer. It's pretty much down to the Darkseer. And they do have a lot of, like Loda mentioned before when he was here, they do have a lot of spells to follow up with the Darkseer initiation, but it never came because the dagger was so late. It was such a late dagger. Maybe he should have went mech dagger instead of going for the Greaves. I felt like they needed someone to actually go in, because you don't fight Zeus, Pugna. You got to open